endorsed Barack Obama in 2008 after a long and intense discussion among its mass membership. But Larry Ham led a strong delegation to our first demonstration at Malcolm X Park and our march on the White House, and they were denouncing Barack Obama's policies over those first 9 or 10 months all the way. POP has also been demonstrating against Barack Obama's cuts in Social Security and all the other entitlement programs. I think they've held 2 demonstrations against those cuts, even though POP endorsed, again, Barack Obama in 2012. I'm saying all this to say that although many of us in the coalition would not endorse Barack Obama under any circumstances, this has not been a litmus test for the Black is Back coalition, because we approach all issues based on our principles of unity. And so now I'm going to outline what those principles of unity are. The character of the coalition is anti-imperialist. It was thought in St. Petersburg, Florida, when we had our first meeting, that should be the first thing that we say. It is an anti-imperialist coalition. We're united with the principle to fight against imperialism in all its manifestations, such as colonialism, neo-colonialism, Zionism, military occupation, proxy wars, economic embargoes, and trade restrictions. All the manifestations of imperialism coming down on the various peoples in the world. We think that equally important is that we recognize and agree that there is an undeclared war that is devastating African people in the United States. We agree with the principle of equal democratic representation and voting rights for all of the organizations within the coalition. We agree to respect the ideological differences between the organizations in the coalition, and we have kept that promise to ourselves. We agreed to resolve our differences through a democratic voting process, and that has also proceeded smoothly. We stand in solidarity with the anti-imperialist resistance all over the world. We agree that African people worldwide must have self-determination, and that the oppressed peoples of the world must have self-determination as well. And finally, we agree that African people worldwide are due reparations from the colonialist, imperialist powers of the world. We thought that that was a statement of principles of unity around which what we call a Black left could unite. These principles are, of course, subject to change based upon the majority and the democratic process and respect for everyone's ideologies, but they have stood us well. You'll hear more about the Black is Back coalition as we proceed, but we would like for you to think about how your organization can profit, I hate to use that word in a Black left situation, can find it useful to be associated with others of like mind according to these principles, so that we can do, all of us can do all of our work better. Thank you.
Let me just add, it's not only the organizations, but also individuals who can become members of Black is Back. Just let me add just a couple of things about the U.S. government having designated Assata Shakur as one of the domestic terrorists. The reality is that this is the monumental hypocrisy of the U.S. government, because who do they harbor here in this country? Number one terrorist of the world, Luis Posada Carriles, who's responsible for the bombing of a Cubana airline that killed everyone aboard, 174 people. He planted the bomb in Venezuela before it exploded in mid-air. Venezuela has requested the extradition of Luis Posada Carriles again and again and again and again, but the U.S. government request